Is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Gentlemen, take your marks. Set.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen all around the world. Welcome to the 197th episode of Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. I welcome persons who are watching and listening around the world. They are watching on several platforms. This evening, we concentrate on Bahamians who have made finals in the Olympic Games. And listen here, track and field starts this Friday. And this is when the queen of the Olympics begin. And Track World is brought to you by Sun Oil, Arrowback Homes, Sunshine Insurance, AFD Management Services on Pairdale. Freeman DeVoe is the CEO, and our business, or their business, is oil and energy. Well, the Garden of Eden is where the one and only William Bethel will take great care of you. The sushi is off the chain, as the young people call it. And then Vaughn Culmer and Associates Brokers. Well, he won the event last week. But my brother, you won't win it so easy this time. Well, Kalina Insurance, where I have been a financial services representative for more than 40 years. My business partner is none other than Alexis Hanna. We are the A team at Kalina. A is for Alpheus, and A is for Alexis Hanna. And the Bahamas Olympic team. I'm talking about the Bahamas Olympic team is one that supports this. And I'll tell you this, we are starting from the back, I should say. And the question is, who was the first Bahamian who got a medal? A medal now. And just listen to him a bit, and we will know what is what. And there we go. Anybody can answer that? if you can't answer it, all we need to do is to continue talking about from one all the way down the street. Ricardo, so can you go to the next person who we think that would have won?
Boy, the first medalist. Well, I noticed you just said the first medalist. You didn't say what discipline.
No.
And so, hello. All right, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Can you hear me?
Very well.
Way to go. Alpheus, first of all, thank you. Good afternoon for inviting me to be on your show. It's always a pleasure and a privilege to be a part of this show where we get to talk about track and field. Track and field is one of my passions. I have quite a few, but this is something that I really feel strongly about, and I've had a chance to dedicate so much of my time to. And so your question was, who won the first medal in track and field? And then I think you wanted to know exactly where that medal was won. And so I guess the question...
But who was there?
Who was there?
Yes.
That's a good question.
It's right there on the paper.
I know. See, but that's for your audience. I want...
No.
You don't want your audience to get
Yes,
a prize?
the audience can get a prize, but
Okay.
I'm saying... Well, go ahead.
Okay, good. And so
You're my guest. Go ahead.
Okay, beautiful. And so after your first medalist, I guess the question is, who was the next one after the first medalist? Is that what you want me to address?
Yes, you're my guest.
Okay, beautiful.
But they need to understand what you're talking about. But so go ahead.
Right. So, I guess your question is, it doesn't matter which discipline. It could have been swimming, could have been boxing, could have been whatever it is, but you want the first medalist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Now, obvious track and field is my bag, and so
it's all about bags. That's why we're here.
and so if you ask me, of course, I know this isn't the answer, but when it comes to track and field, I'm going with my boy Frank. I'm going with 1992 Frank in the triple jump.
It is not Frank.
Okay.
It is not Frank.
Well, I know it isn't Frank,
Yes.
but in track and field.
I hope he's listening.
Yeah. But Frank, I just gave you a little shout out because you represented us in track and field and you brought home that bronze medal in 1992 at the Barcelona Games.
Excuse me one bit. There's somebody who says this is Davina Francis. I have no idea who Davina Francis is, but she is watching and listening. Go ahead.
Good. Davina, come on, give us a call. Who do you think that first person is? I got it written down here, but I wanted to concentrate on track and field, but it's not track and field. Our first medal didn't come from track and field. Come on, call in, and I see somebody texting me. Yeah, I think, but Alpheus, guess what? I believe I got somebody on my phone who may have given me the right answer. Let me see if that's right. What's the prize, Brother Alpheus?
What's the prize?
Yeah, for the right answer.
Well, they will get $30.
Okay, all right. So come on, call in.
Compliments Hawk Sports.
Okay, good. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. All right, good. I got someone calling in. Let's see. This is Ricardo Roll. I'm on Track World with Alpheus Finlayson. If you got the answer, let me know.
Yeah, Derwood Knowles and I forget the other fella.
Well, you got half. So if you got half, I don't think he can give you the prize for half.
That's good enough.
That's good enough?
That's good enough. You don't have to remember the other fella.
All right. Okay. So Derwood Knowles and Sloan Farrington. And this is Neil Williams. Neil, do you know where they won that first medal?
Wasn't it was it Tokyo?
No, not Tokyo.
That's the question. That is before Tokyo.
Oh no. Anyway.
Okay, But you got it, Neil. Thank you for tuning in to Track World with Alphys Finlayson. And
My number.
yes, listen for his number so that you can call him and you can get that $30 gift certificate courtesy of
Hawk Sports.
Hawk Sports.
But let me ask you this: you live in Nassau?
Yeah, right in.
Oh well, I'm at Kalina, right up the street from the hospital. So 432-9961, and we have to take a photo with you. Anything that happens like that significant, we have to take a photo with you, my brother.
All right, not a problem. I'll get in touch.
Thank you very much.
Okay, beautiful.
Excuse me,
and
one
Hawk,
more.
Hawk, we got two more here on the phone. I don't know the name, but I have the number here, and it said it came from sailing, the Olympic medal, but they didn't give the name or the location.
They ain't there yet.
Sorry,
Ain't
caller.
there.
Sorry, caller.
So also my cousin Vanessa Colby is watching, and then Vanessa Colby and Juanita DeVoe. She may be. She is family anyhow. We're DeVoes from Morristown, Exuma, and you know the DeVoes come from someplace else, Cat Island and all those kinds of places. So that is very good. So let's go from there. It was Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson made the finals, the first Bahamian to make a final in the 100 meters. Tommy should have been running the 200, as I said. Okay? If you look at Tommy, who ran at an event in Wales, Tommy had the best time in the 220 at that event in Wales. At that event in Wales. Would you believe that?
I believe it.
Yes.
And somebody in 1964 during this time, I would have been
A baby.
less than 30 days old.
Yes.
But
Don't blame me.
but when I look at the records, it showed that Tommy was 8th in the 100, but Tommy did not run the 200.
No, he
which
should have run the 200.
Which you said was his best
His event,
race.
yes.
And so he was the first Bahamian to run or to be in a final track and field for our country.
Well, let me give a shout out to Deidre Cooper. And Deidre, please tell your aunt, come home soon. Come home soon. Deidre is in Houston, and she loves it. She loves it. And that is Gus's niece. And it's significant, as I say. Thank you, Deidre. I don't know if my brother Spence is listening. I guess he has something else to do this evening. But you go to there. Let me tell you what Tommy did. Tommy's mother had a child. Tommy's father. People from Lyford Key told me that Tommy's father was better than Tommy. These are Lyford Key people now. Okay? Tommy's father was great. And guess what? Tommy's mother, I think the mother was ailing. And what happened is that Tommy decided to stay home. So it was 8 o'clock, whatever time in the morning, Tommy was watching. And what Tommy did is he gave me a contact for somebody who was from Trinidad or one of those places, and he moved to what's the place called now? Where we had the world, where our girls won the 4x1. So he gave me his contact, but he was too far away from me to.
That was in Sydney.
In Sydney, it was too far away for us to, get things together.
Well,
But I don't want to jump that far. You know, that's far.
But Alpheus, where do you think? I'm not surprised that Tommy's father was such an athlete. Where do you think Tommy got his genes from?
That's what I'm saying.
That wasn't arbitrary.
But look at who's on here now. Edric Poitier. How you doing, Edric? How you doing, Edric? I hope you're doing well. Now, Edric, we already got
An answer.
You can't answer anymore. So I'm saying this. If we go along the way, there are a ton of them. So let's go
Okay.
to Athens.
You
Tell
want,
us about Athens.
you want to go all the way to Athens first?
Yeah, well, no.
well,
We're talking about
finalists.
No. What was the? I'm talking about an Olympic event. Athens is Olympic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So who was the person?
In Athens, who?
Athens, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
The Bahamian who won, and two other people.
Well, we got two medals there. We got, first of all, we got that gold by TWD. All the way
Tony
in
Williams.
Darling.
No, Tony Williams. That's a name.
That's a name at that time, eh?
That's a name now.
Okay. So maybe I'm a little what you call it a little chauvinist, but hey, the sign says Tonic Williams Darling Highway.
Man, that's their problem. That's the government and political.
Well,
Tonic isn't.
Well, Tonic, of course, capped off, a brilliant career, not just with the World Championship gold, but not just with the Diamond League, but also
Tonic is watching, I think.
Tonic, but
Yes,
also
right here.
with a gold medal in Athens. And let me tell you, it was brilliant.
Oh.
Let me tell you, I was in my house and I was jumping up and screaming when I saw a Bahamian coming home on the stretch, battling, and Christine Ambleton was in the same race.
Yeah,
she was in the finals too.
Seventh.
But Tonic made us proud, and anyone who remembers that will be able to look and see.
Tonic, man, you made me cry. The first day of track and field, I got a call. My father-in-law passed. So I had to find a way to get back home. And I cried because we knew that Tonic was giving us our anniversary. I got married on our anniversary. So it was a big thing.
Yeah.
But the other thing was Laverne Eve. Laverne has been in quite a number of events over the years. Laverne is one of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Yeah.
And that's what I am talking about.
Well, we can't forget the bronze by Debbie. I think that was,
It's significant.
yeah, that was significant.
Yeah, very significant.
Because Debbie had, if you look at the Olympics after that same Olympics, she came seventh in the 100, and the next Olympics.
You mean
2008,
in Sydney?
Yeah, in Athens
Yeah.
she was seventh. In Sydney she was seventh, and in Beijing she was seventh.
We had three girls in
In Sydney,
in Sydney. I'm talking about in the
100.
in the 100.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about going to the next round.
But I'm just amazed that Debbie was seventh
Yeah.
in Sydney in 2000, seventh in Athens in 2004, and seventh in Beijing
Well, look here.
in 2008.
Look here. You know Pat Raming?
Yeah, the singer.
No. If you only got one thing a book, you ain't talking. You need to know how to box this and that and the next thing. That's Pat Raming. That's Pat Raming.
Right.
So that is unusual.
And guess what?
And 7 is a significant number. 7 is a prime number, isn't it? You
Yes.
must know it's a prime number.
It is a prime number.
Yes.
But guess what? In Beijing, in the 200, guess what she came? Seventh.
7th, yes, 7th. So Natasha Colebrook. Hello, Tash. Tash is in London, as I can remember. But hello, Tash.
Hey, Tash, how
yes,
you doing?
yes. That is something else.
But yes, in Sydney, that was monumental. When you talk about you wanted to go back to Sydney with our Golden Girls, well, 3 of them going into finals and finishing 5th, 6th, and of course Debbie coming in 7th.
Yes.
Her number, and then Pauline Davis end up. I think we got a call here, but Pauline Davis, who finished behind Marion Jones and was later awarded the gold medal.
Yeah, but we missed
Number 2.
something. We missed something.
Okay. Oh, Atlanta. Oh, 1 second here. You're on track roll with Alpheus Finlayson. Sorry, we can't hear you, but why don't you text us? Sorry, we can't hear you. It's too low. Go ahead, Alpheus.
Well, we're talking now.
You want to give the numbers?
Yeah,
So they
let's
can
give
call
the
in?
numbers. Let's give the numbers.
He's going to give the numbers because this line is too low, so he's going to give a number for you.
The
to call in.
numbers are 325-4316, 325-4259, and the text line, powered by none other than BTC, is 422-4796. Now remember, that is text. You don't call that number because you won't get anything. You won't get anything.
Well, Alpheus, we have a lot of people, signing in and calling, and that's really good. That means that people are excited about the Olympics, about what is about to happen beginning at the end of this week.
So we forgot
Atlanta.
And Atlanta, we had what happened in Atlanta for us? We were the Silver Ladies.
Yes, the silver. Pauline Davis, Chandra Stubb, Debbie Ferguson, Salvador Fines, Eldis Clark. They were the Silver Queens.
Yes.
In Atlanta.
Silver Ladies.
The Silver Ladies, yes. And Pauline was, of course, 4th in the. And this time she was
400 meters.
In the 4.
Yeah.
And we see Pauline's range. And I think you talked about it before the show. Pauline could run the 1, the 2, the 4. She could run anything. And this is the Olympics.
Let's forget this. Let's go to L.A.
L.A.
What happened in L.A.?
Boy, and
3 things happened.
Well, one of them is of course the girls starting to show when they came in 6th in that relay.
They came in 6th in the relay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 2, what happened with Joey Wells?
Joey, oh yeah, man, Joey was 6th as well. Joey, he jumped. He was almost 8 meters. So yes,
Joey has jumped 8 meters. He's done very well before, but he had a problem with his heel. He must have had 1 jump or 2 jumps, and that was it. There's somebody from I'm trying to remember exactly where he's from, but he just beat Joey. Otherwise, yes.
Yeah, but we
unbelievable talent.
But outside of the relays, the most outstanding performances we had were both in what? The long jump.
Yeah, but so let's say this. We go to what's the name of the place now?
Where you want to go?
We go to Montreal.
Well, right before you go there, let me at least call Chanel Ferguson's name for the long jump.
For the long jump, yes.
For the long jump, where
yes.
she was 8th.
Yes.
She was 8th in the final. And so Chanel, boy, let me tell you, I used to see that thin, young lady just leap off the board. And so that in 1984, I just come out of high school, and so I was watching. I was glued to the television. So where do you want to go? Where do you want to go from here?
Oh, I just want to say I talked about Montreal.
Montreal. Okay, go ahead.
What happened in Montreal?
Boy, let me see.
The first finalist in a jump.
Fletcher Lewis.
And let me tell you about Fletcher Lewis. Fletcher Lewis went to Fairway School or whatever it is. He was the first person who was able to jump very well.
Now I heard about him.
Yes, yes.
I was actually still in. I was in
Kindergarten?
I was in primary
Okay,
school.
yes,
So
yes.
I heard about Fletcher Lewis.
Yeah, so Fletcher went to the University of Florida. And Fletcher, look here, at the Penn Relays, Fletcher pulled up. I don't know who was the national, Fletcher pulled up, and he was ready for Montreal. So he was the first Bahamian to make a final.
Final.
In the long
The
jump.
long jump.
But Fletcher was so talented. He went to St. Augustine's from Grand Bahama. Oh, man. And Fletcher was just unbelievable. Now, Fletcher continues to say he wants us to put together a group that we go all around the Bahamas and talk about long jumping.
Well, I mean, you would have some great long jumpers, both on the male and the female side.
Of course.
I mean, outstanding.
We forgot something else, in Sydney.
In Sydney?
And Sydney, it was, what's her name now? She is in, she had the record, you remember?
Jackie Edwards.
Jackie Edwards, yeah.
Yeah, Jackie Edwards. She was a finalist.
Unfortunately,
That's the Grand Bahamian girl.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Well, call her whatever you want, She was at QC. But anyhow, what happened is that she has given me so much pride for, Marion Jones. Marion Jones had maybe the best PR person in the world. She said she was going to win 5 of the events. How many did she win? I mean, I'm talking about winning now. Forget the other things.
Right.
Yeah, she was good. She was
Yeah.
good. Yes. So
Wow.
so that is her. So anybody else?
Well, when I maybe this is track and field, and as I go through the years, one year seems significant for me, but not necessarily for Bahamians, but for Caribbean athletes. And as soon as I
this
say
is so interesting,
Yeah.
The Caribbean people have something. BDC helped them and everything. And if you look at them, there is an area where the people do say, well, they talk about the lady in Bermuda. The lady in Bermuda won.
Yeah, and you
Didn't you see that?
I didn't see it.
And
though.
it seemed as though they wanted her to go and run for Britain. She said no. She said no.
But and we need to celebrate our athletes, and also we need to be committed to running for our own countries.
Of course.
Not because all of a sudden you do something well that they want to own you and pull you. But but when I look at 1976, and again I was just in primary school, would have been in fifth or sixth grade, and when I take a look at the record books and I see people like Hazley Crawford winning the gold in the 100 meters, and Donald Quarry having a
Unbelievable.
silver,
Unbelievable.
and then Donald coming back and getting the gold in the 2, and so in the same year. So that's the 100. Guess who won that? A Jamaican, a Trinidadian. Who won the 2? A Jamaican. And
Right.
then my favorite accomplishment, Alberto Rontorena, winning the 4 and the 8 in the same year. And so the sprints were dominated by the Caribbean athletes.
Yeah, but what else?
The 4 and the 8.
So what's significant about that?
Because that is not a usual double.
That ain't it, my brother.
Well, you got to
Nobody has ever done that time he did. No performance he did. Nobody. And guess what? Nobody ever will. It's just like there's somebody else who was a great athlete, and nobody has broken that record.
Yeah, it was outstanding. Now, when I read about him, I found out that the year before, what he did was he changed his training tremendously. The year before, that summer, he ran a marathon. He ran and started.
I didn't know that.
He ran and started running 60 to 70 miles a week the year before, and so his endurance was, just fantastic. But to see him go and run a 43, 44 in the 4 and come back and run a 142 in the 8, it was just outstanding.
Yeah.
Just outstanding.
It's just...
And I always, because people believe that 800-meter runners, middle distance runners, are distance runners. They don't think they have any speed.
No,
but this man showed I could sprint I could go long.
You could run.
Yeah.
So there was an interesting event, and this was the World Cup now. I think it was the first World Cup, and that was in Dusseldorf. And that's where Chanel got to go. You remember Chanel got that big jump.
Yeah,
to Dusseldorf.
I remember.
That big jump. And he ran with this, of course, the Kenyan fella. Oh, man, this fella, he went to school out west, I think. I'm talking about the western United States. I'm trying to remember now. But they ran together, and it was a race. The two of them, it really was a race. Yeah. Really was a race.
Wow.
Yeah.
So 76 was outstanding for me. But in terms of us, we've talked about Athens, we've talked about Sydney, but in Beijing, and I look at this at Beijing and London, and I want to focus on Chris Brown. Chris Brown was outstanding for so long, and he missed the podium in an individual event in both 2008 and 2012, where both times he came fourth.
But let me tell you something. The ability of Chris, oh man, Christopher Ramming, I'm sure it isn't him, but Christopher Ramming, Charlene Thompson, thank you ever so much. I hope you enjoy the show. And I said that Christopher Ramming, what Chris was able to do, nobody has won as many, what do you call it now? World Indoors as Chris. Yes. As Chris. Yes. Nobody has won the indoor as Chris. All over the place. Yeah. And if you look at things about the world body, it shows that that's where Chris is.
And Chris, I don't know if you're listening, but Chris, I understand, is now a coach at Clayton State University in Georgia. And so, Chris, we're wishing you well. We hope you're very successful at that university as you begin your coaching career there. But we wanna applaud you for your efforts. And Chris was on almost every 4x4 team, win, lose, or draw.
Oh.
Chris was there.
Yeah.
Chris was there. I look at 2012. Chris was there. When we got a gold, when we got a silver the year before, Chris was there. When we got sixth in Athens, Chris was there. Yeah. In Sydney, when we got a bronze, Chris was there. So we see, and even in Rio, when we got the bronze, where was Chris?
Yeah.
Right there. And so we. London. Yes.
What happened in London? You tell the world that.
GOLD in the 4x4. That's what happened. That's what happened. That was.
Tell us who ran what and what made a difference.
Well, I'll tell you what most people remember.
In the finals
they see it because what they see over and over. What they see is the last leg when the U.S. had their hurdler, and Ramon.
The hurdler was excellent. The hurdler was excellent. He could run the
flat 400. The flat 4.
And guess what? He had won the hurdles, the 4x4, about 10 years ago before.
But they didn't know what Ramon had. And Ramon was a 44 runner. And so Ramon really, you could see him sizing up the athlete. You could see him with all that he had in reserve. And you could see that he wasn't rushing it. He was taking his time and waiting for the opportune time.
strike.
And as soon as they slingshot off of that 300, it was game over.
Yeah.
I don't care who else ran what leg. All you remember is when Ramon slingshot coming around the last curve.
Let me go back to Sydney. Phil, the ZNS man, he asked me, he said, Alpheus, what if we don't win? I went down to Rupert, and I said, Rupert, because I told you that being with the VIPs and being a member of the world body, I couldn't be shouting with those people. So I went down and I asked Rupert, do they have their passes? He said, yes. So I said, that's it. I could just relax myself. I couldn't ask the what do you call him now? Our man in the world body.
Okay.
Can ask him to be able to give any, So as I came out, his man told me that his boss said he wanted me to get the to give the flowers. And guess who was there also? But she was not there. Who was there? The Jamaican lady. Remember her?
Merlin Audie?
Merlin Audie was, I always tell Merlin smile. And then the other lady, she walked off because she was running the 4x4. So we weren't able to do that. But tell us about the 4x4 in Sydney.
The 4x4 in Sydney. I thought you were going to ask me about the 4x1, but the 4x4... was if I remember correctly, that's let me see. So we had Chris Brown, we had Tim Munnings, we had Avad Monker, we had Carl Oliver.
Yeah.
I run with Carl on Saturdays now. And I remember they ran a brilliant race. Maybe because they didn't win the goal, I don't remember that last leg like I should. But it was an outstanding.
But all of
race.
that was switched around.
Yeah.
Switch around.
Yeah.
And that's what allowed us to, it was a post event. I'm trying to figure out what happened with that event because they didn't give it in. They did not give it in. I'm talking about the Worlds in Edmonton.
Okay.
They didn't
Canada.
give those awards. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They gave awards, but not for that.
And you know what probably happened in Sydney? They were overshadowed by the Golden Girls. They were overshadowed by the Golden Girls.
Yeah, well, of course, yes.
Because when you think of that games, what you remember seeing is Pauline coming around the curve.
Running with Debbie.
And handing that stick over and shouting to Debbie, and Debbie not looking left or right, because on one side you had Marion Jones coming, and on the other side you had the Jamaican coming, and Debbie was so poised, and she brought it home, and it was pandemonium.
They thought
Marion Jones,
because Marion didn't get to run. She pulled up in where were we?
Where was it? In you mean
at the championships? No,
the World Championships.
No, World Championships.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she pulled up.
That's when we won the goal, and they were saying,
we won the
and they were
gold.
saying, no,
Next
y'all
time they
can't
could beat
beat
them.
us. The next
Didn't
time,
happen. It didn't happen.
that's a fluke. Y'all can't beat us. And so
Couldn't catch her.
But what solidified to me that this was going to happen, just in my mind, what solidified to me that this was going to happen was the fact that we had 3 athletes in the finals.
That's right.
And once that told me that we had 3 of the fastest 8 females who were there. And so it was going to be very difficult if we got the stick around to be able to beat us. But it was important to get to stick around. But we definitely had the talent. With Salva Theta Fines, with Chandra Stirrup, Debbie, Paul, we definitely had the talent.
Producer, is anybody on this line? Is there? Good evening.
Good evening. How you doing today?
Very well, my brother.
This is the Marathon Man. I have something I want you to tell the nation and tell the children in this country.
This
the Marathon
yeah,
Man.
this is the man. Could you
this
not
Anthony
be,
Williams?
Yeah, could you not be that long, but please,
No, I ain't
please.
gonna be that long.
Okay, thank you.
It's very important.
Thank you.
I drive around, I tell my kids to take me around with Hawk Venison. Let them get in front of the TV and see what the opportunities they have in the world. They can take part in any type of sports. We get everything down at the sports center. Watch the games. It's the running starting Friday. Let the parents sit down with their children in front of the TV and watch the game and see what's going on, the opportunity that we have in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks.
Wow. Well, he said a mouthful because let me tell you, it's games like these that are broadcast throughout the world that really motivate the youngsters who are coming up and say, I want to be like Shawnee.
But
See what Shawnee did? I want to be like
guess what?
Paulie.
Everybody is watching,
Yeah.
Everybody who has a television, Marcellus is there, all kinds of people are there, and we know what's happening.
Yeah. And like Marathon Man said, Anthony Williams, like he said, they could do anything that they want to do. They could aspire to be anything, to accomplish anything. And now they're able to look at it and see she's just like me. She's from where I came from. She's from wherever. I know her. I grew up. I could do that too.
You saw the swimmer and this, all of that.
Joanna Evans, yes.
I don't mean that though.
Okay.
I mean the other people who probably didn't do a lot, and I'm talking about the lady from Bermuda, and they wanted her to run for Britain.
For them,
They say not a thing like it. She was born in Bermuda. Why would she go
and run for them?
But what I'm saying is that she did extremely well. Extremely well. Yeah. It shocked everybody.
Absolutely.
And the people said that, we're all a part of the Caribbean. We're all a part of the Caribbean. Say, where is Bermuda? Bermuda is a part of us.
Right, a part of us is right.
A part of us
is right. Now, I know we've talked about most of them. We've not elaborated as much as we need to, but
one big one that everybody remembers, and I'm shocked in the main. It was where, my brother? Rio.
In Rio, Rio 16. Well,
what happened?
I don't have to tell anybody who's listening that Shawnee Miller Uribo,
yes,
that she was outstanding in the 4, and she dove for the goal.
She didn't. She was like the fella. She was like the fella in with Chris, who mistook where he was. We didn't have any diving there. He dived on Chris. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you know what? I understand that's how bad she wanted it. When you want something bad enough, and she was running out of gas, but you know what? She did not want to lose that race. She wanted to win, and that's what drives people. When you want something bad enough, when you've trained for 4 years, and you're right there at the finish line, and she was not willing to give it up. And so I applaud Shawnee Miller Uribo for that goal. And
Uribo, and then when? What is she gonna do at these Olympics?
Obvious, we know.
What are her plans?
I must say this. I don't know what her plans are, but I know so far that she is entered in both the 200 and the 400. And I know that there is still an opportunity for her to decide if she wants to, because there is going to be a scratch meeting.
But who is going to beat her in the 400?
We-
Who will beat her in the 400?
I don't think there is anybody
Well,
who
that's
could
what
beat
I'm.
the
Well,
400.
why wouldn't she run the 400?
Well, I don't know if she will not
will,
run the
she
4.
will, she will.
I don't know if she will not run the 4.
She
but
will.
I don't know if she's going to do both.
She will do both.
Well,
But
she's
let me
answering
ask you
both.
this.
So let's see what
Let
happens.
me ask you this. Remember,
Now,
you weren't
now
here.
let me tell you why it's so difficult.
Don't worry.
Because-
Don't worry about
because
that.
the final,
She has more speed than all of them. If you look at the 200,
but when is the semis for the
well,
4
look here,
in
look
the
here.
schedule compared to the finals of the 2?
my brother, there is a listing. I have the listing. There is no challenge whatsoever.
Okay, okay.
Just remember
But
that.
both
please.
on the same day.
I'd say just, but not the same time.
Well, that's fine. But
Not the same time.
But there is a recovery
There
process.
is a recovery, like for the rest of them too.
That's
There's
true.
a recovery.
Right, but we see what happened when she tried it at the Worlds, and so
Which worlds?
at the, didn't she get a bronze in the 200,
Who?
Shawnee?
Shawnee. So when was that and where was that?
Well, that's in the past. But my point is this:
No, she got a bronze and how do I put it? She ran in the World Championships in China.
yes, but
Okay.
my point is this: when
So it wasn't that event that we're talking about. You understand me?
I understand,
Yes.
but I'm saying that when Michael Johnson wanted to do the double,
Mm-hmm.
they made it so that it was possible, and he did not have to do.
Different thing.
That's fine.
That's our president of the world body.
Right,
He
and-
sat something else with big money. Okay, that's what happened.
But even when Alison Felix and Sonia Richards, I think they made more accommodations for them in the past compared to what they are willing to do.
Only for Felix.
Yeah.
Felix is a different thing than Sandy Richards.
Well, if you could do it for Felix, if you could do it for
It's a
Michael,
different thing,
Then
a different thing.
then you could have made.
She's a transplant, remember? She's a Jamaican who wound a Jamaican who wound up going to school in Florida. But her mother is always with her. Her father is always with her. They're always with them. If you would look at the World Relays when they were there, they were right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I thought they would have made some accommodations. But like you say, it's still doable. It makes it challenging, but it's doable. And we pray the best for Shawnee Miller-Uibo. We pray that she is able to.
So where is he with the decathlon? Did he make it?
I
Do you
don't
know?
know. That's true. I don't know. I think he would have from the World Championship because
Maybe,
they
yes,
are
yes.
using
Yes, that's right.
from the World
It would have been a
Championship.
year apart.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
But because we
Because
were
of
delayed a year,
2020,
they're still
yes.
using
Yes.
those, and so we'll
The
see what
same
happens to
thing
him.
with Donald. Always.
Yeah, and a good example is Samson, who qualified for the 100. They
Yeah.
took his 2019
Yeah.
times, and so and a number of folk, because last year there was not a lot of activity in the track and field world.
So Donald has been in so many of these events. In Rio, we had 3 people, eh?
Yeah,
3
Yeah.
people in the high jump.
yeah.
Now
Jamal-
they're saying
Jamal's
this young
my good
man.
friend.
Oh, they're saying Jamal. Oh man, my money is on Donald Thomas.
Trevor
37.
Barrett, Donald Thomas.
37.
Jamal, I really see that he's been consistent in recent times. He's
I
gone
saw
to
his
a number
mother
of
and
meets.
father the other day.
Yeah, I'm a big Wilson fan. I've seen him. I've seen him work out at the fort. He's very fast. I mean, he's very athletic. He seemed very disciplined. So I'm a big Wilson fan, and I wish him the best. But I wish all of them the best.
Yes.
But I happen to know him more and better than I know the other athletes. But my thoughts and prayers are with them. I'm cheering for all of them.
So as we go back now, we've seen the things that we've been able to do, and you go back to old. What's his name? I'm talking about the actual games. Okay, the actual games where Sir Durwood won. And that was Samuel. Cecil Cook was his man.
Yes. That's the one that people remember.
Yeah. But he got killed, knocked down, I think, on Bernard Road or something.
Okay.
Yeah, as I could remember that, because you can't forget that name.
No.
Even though we say Sloan Farrington.
Right.
Sloan Farrington was the starter. Yeah.
Right. Now, one name that we have to mention that we have not mentioned when we talk about track and field and we talk about the Olympics, and that is Levan Superman Sands.
Sands, yes.
We got to mention him because he has been outstanding for us for so long. When you take a look at,
but has Levan won an Olympic post?
Yeah, well, let's I ain't gonna answer that, but I want our audience to answer that. Has Levan Sands won an Olympic medal? And if he did, you tell me what year Levan Sands won that medal, and you tell me which Olympics it was. But and I won't call off that, but I will say that in 2012 he was right off the podium. He was fifth. And of course, at the last Olympics, he was 18th. And so, I got it.
You got it.
I got it.
I got it.
How many folk?
No, I got it only because, when we go to these events,
Yeah.
I said, listen to me,
Okay.
when we go to these events, nobody told you how I act? I act like I'm crazy. I am doing this with Levan, and they even shot me with it.
Okay.
Just unbelievable.
Well-
so that was his big day, and that record is still there. Isn't the record still there?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So I got somebody here. Who you got? You got anybody?
Nobody's saying.
Okay. So I got.
They're just watching.
Okay. I got Carrick.
Greg Barrett is watching. Yes.
All right. I got Carrick.
Randy Stewart.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Well, I got Carrick Roll here. Who
Carrick
says-
Roll?
Carrick Roll.
Don't know that name.
All right. He says Levan Sands, a bronze in the triple jump in
Yes,
2008.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank
Way to
you so
go. Way
much.
to go.
Yes.
Way to go, young Mr. Roll. All right. Sorry, we don't have a prize for that one, like we did for the first one. But
We just want people to know that we have a history. We didn't just start out. We have, between the World Championships and the Olympics, we have had a ton. By the way, before I forget, Tommy Robinson, guess what? When Tommy was in
68 when he came. When he went
not
to-
at 68, not at
Okay. in
68.
Mexico City.
Yeah, no, not that at all. We didn't win any medal or anything.
Right, but-
the point is that Tommy said, "This is in Rome now," and all they were talking about is clay.
That was 1960, eh?
Yeah, clay. Which clay?
Cassius Clay. I don't know which
Cassius
Clay.
Clay. Unbelievable. And when he died, eh?
No.
Oh, anyhow, that's a talk for another discussion.
We got
When Clay died, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, the outpouring of love.
Yes.
I have somebody here begging us to give some information on the 800. Say, please The only problem is that we have had no finalists in the 800 meters, and we're really
We ain't
talking-
had nobody who get in the 800. The only
Yeah.
person who got in the 800 is a fellow who decided that he would do something called what's his name now? He was in the under 18 event, I think, as I can remember.
Yeah, but in terms of the Olympics, we've had nobody. Our national record, which is 149 high by Chris Brown, would not even qualify.
No, to
make
go
it-
any place,
To,
yes,
to
go
even
any
make
place,
it
yes.
and enter into the Olympics. So that tells us that we're not at the world level at the 800
Mm-hmm.
meters. If our national records wouldn't even
Go any further
make
than
the
that, yes.
qualification standard. And so we'd like to talk about the 8, but today we're talking about finalists in the Olympics over the years. And we've tried to stay away from just medals. We've talked about some of the others, like 2016 in Rio. Stephen Gardner was 11th in the 400, so he didn't actually even make the final. But as we get closer to the last 10 minutes, we may want to focus on our 2021 Olympic team and talk about some of the aspirations that we believe these athletes have.
Well, no, there are some things that I need to mention.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
First of all, there is a lady who tested positive. She may have been from Finland or one of those places. Not positive. Drug.
Oh, okay.
Drugs. Okay. The persons who test positive have to leave.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm talking about drugs. So she ain't gonna be running in no.
No events.
She's not gonna be running in the next event that comes up. So she could forget that. But I just want to mention that there's a young lady called Willie White. She just died a couple of days ago. Guess who ran with her?
No.
And we were at Quantico Relays.
Oh, who's that?
And the name is Florence Roll.
Okay, I don't know Florence.
Florence Roll had a record in the long jump. A record in the long jump. Very, 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 very good. And then, unfortunately, a young lady called Pepper Johnson, she passed. Oh, she was one of a kind. And that I must give my condolences to the Costa Neville Bethel Jr.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Portrait studio.
Yeah, the portrait studio, you know that. And then Gloria Strawn from the Valley. She passed, and we're going to have her service soon. The Valley. And I need to talk about Doheza Smith, a long-time client of mine, Doheza Smith. And I want to give a shout-out to a young man called, he's a miller, and somebody asked me to get some white bread for them. And when I went in the place around the corner, I'm trying to remember the name now, right around this corner. And guess what? He showed me the bread and he said that he is a miller and he is in control of all of East Bay Street. He said, don't worry, he is in charge of all of that. So he gets excited. So I have to give him a shout out also. And any final words?
Well, since our topic today was we really focused on our finalists over the Olympics going back to 1964 with Tommy Robinson coming 8th. I want to wish our Olympic team, our track and field Olympic team, well, and just outline just a few of the names here. We have Samson Colebrook in the 100, Stephen Gardner, who qualified for both the 200 and the 400. We have Jamal Wilson, Donald Thomas in the high jump, And then on the female side, we have Tynia Gaither in the 100 and 200. She qualified for both. Shawnee Miller-Ubo for the 200.
Weibo, my brother.
For the 200 and the 400. Anthony Strawn and Brian Bethel for the 200. And then Devin Charlton and Padria Seymour for the 100-meter hurdles. And then our 4x4 women's relay with, of course, Shawnee Miller-Ubo, Anthony Strawn, Donisha Anderson, Megan Moss, and the high schooler, Lakathria Cooper. And so we want to wish them well, and we want them just to be the best that they can, perform at the highest level that they can, and whatever they do, Angels can't perform any better.
Well, who is in charge of Guardian Radio?
Who's in charge?
None. Who wrote this?
Oh, I don't know. Who wrote
Miller Weibo entered both 200 and 400.
Right, but if you read the article, you'll see that there is still a scratch meet where.
Well, there
will be-
always is a scratch
Right.
meet, but I am saying that my brother, no, we'll do this outside of here because I am sure that she will run the 4 and the 2. No
Okay.
question about that.
Okay.
And as we close down, we're not going to go through all of those things before that we talked. I think our thing is good enough. All I want to say to thank all of those people who really support Track World. It can't happen unless we have sponsors. And when the last thing I said, brought to you, I talk about the, oh yes, what we didn't say, come Friday, this is when track and field starts. The queen of the Olympics. Everything else is a joke. Just could you think of the kinds of competition we will have? Thank you so much. Get the scratch meeting, this, that, and that. They always have a scratch meeting. There is no event that we don't have a scratch meeting. So thank you, and thank you again. And we will see you. I can't remember the name of the lady who, as I said, tested positive. And I'm talking about drugs now. But you'll hear about that soon. Thank you ever so much. And my brother Clement, we couldn't do it without you. We couldn't do it, and I say we couldn't do it without what we called, Guardian Radio. Thank you so much.